Hey there, guys. Welcome back to the podcast. I really appreciate everybody who's been listening faithfully. I get messages pretty regularly from people saying, it encouraged them or that, um, you know, they appreciate the information because it's giving them kind of more control over their life and they feeling more confident in the gym and just in health in general. So I'm very thankful for all those messages. It is super encouraging to me because this is a very saturated market, and there's a lot of people out here who do crazy things, and I know that if I wanted to get more uh, engagement, I'd be taking my shirt off and doing crazy tricks or something like that in the gym, but that's just not me. I'm here because I believe that I am called to help people. I believe that God has put a call on my life to help people, to serve them well, and take the information and the passions that I have for health and the Bible and the church, and just use those things to encourage people, particularly Christians, and help them to try to thrive and do what God's called them to do. It's very difficult to do what God's called you to do if you are sick, if you are broken. And I really believe that God's called me to, try to help in that area in whatever way. So thank you so much for your faithfulness. Thank you so much for being a part. Um, I am very thankful for each person who watches. If this is your first time listening or watching, uh, we hope we see you around. We hope we see comments. Please like, share, um, follow me on Instagram. That's where I put up most of my content. We do put stuff on Facebook and TikTok, but we don't monitor those accounts quite as much because um, we're a very small team, and we I can't afford financially or the time to stay on all platforms at all times. So it's just we're doing our best and we're believing God for increase. So if any of our messages resonates with you, please share it with friends, loved ones, and we would really thank you for that so much. So today we're going to talk a little bit about, we've been talking a lot about diet and things like that lately, but I want to talk about why most beginners, in my opinion, why many beginners don't see progress in the gym. The gym is one of those things, it's one of those places that we're not going to get away from. Our life is set up in such a way, the way our culture is set up, we're just not as physical as we used to be or needed to be. Our lives are quite convenient. I know that even for myself, I train a lot. I'm pretty physical for my age. Um, I'm regularly doing weightlifting, cardio. I do martial arts. I even do some kind of movement practices like handstands and like uh, walking on all fours and stuff like that, just because those things are so different. And I want to be able to do those things. Like when you were a kid, you could do all those things and you didn't just get hurt or sore from all those, from just having fun. But as we age, it seems like we become more and more susceptible to injury to those things. Like for instance, right now I have a sprained ankle. I was at jujitsu and I was uh, wrestling another grown man in our pajamas, if so to speak. And it just rolled over my ankle in a funny way. I heard a couple of pops. It's nice and swollen. It's been 3 days now, but I'm starting to be able to move it a little bit more. I don't think anything is broken, but you know what? Injury is injury. And I put myself in a position that maybe wasn't the best, but I would rather risk that type of injury than never have, like, lose the ability completely to be mobile and to move around the way I'd like to. So I would rather risk that. But the gym is something that we're not going to get away from. It's just because it's our life is set up this way. So we need resistance training in our life. And I deal with a lot of beginners and I deal with a lot of intermediates and advanced people, but beginners tend to ask the most questions and tend to get the most frustrated. So I'm going to give you a few reasons why, in my opinion, and what I see as reasons why people don't see progress in the gym. Okay. So buckle in. It's not going to be super long. Many beginners struggle to make progress in the gym due to a lack of planning, improper tracking, and incorrect training practices and consistency. Those are the main things. Okay. So, lack of a plan. Number one, you don't have a plan. Okay. Um, the idea that you need a plan is, it seems, it seems, common sense, right? Like, of course you need a plan, right? But it's incredibly surprising to me the number of people who show up at the gym and they just do whatever, and they just kind of do what they feel like doing. I'm always amazed by that because I don't know if it's just ignorance, I don't know if it's hubris, but everyone starts this fitness journey, and they usually have some type of plan, like some type of target in mind, right? Like they want to lose some weight, or they want to get fitter, or they want to get more muscle or stronger. Like I have one client, she messages me regularly. She's in her 60s now. She messages me regularly about how she can do things now that she couldn't do, in her 50s. Like she's like, I just pick things up and I don't ask my husband or sons to help me anymore. I just do it. Right. So she is seeing huge progress. But I'm amazed that people go to the gym and they have something specific they're hoping to see. Like they want very specific goals. And I tell people all the time, everybody has bodybuilding goals, and that doesn't mean you have goals to stand on stage in, you know, small briefs or a bathing suit. It means that almost everybody wants less fat and more muscles. And anybody who says, I don't care what I look like, they're lying. You are lying. You are just lying. Okay. Everybody cares what we look like. It's just, it's a thing. All right. So, but everybody has something specific they want, and then they show up with no plan. If you have something specific you want, it requires a specific strategy, right? You don't just say, hey, so I'm in Tennessee now, and you know what? I want to go to LA. I want to drive to Los Angeles and go visit my buddy in Los Angeles. I'm just going to start driving, and I'm just going to feel my way. I'm just going to go by feel. Oh, this turn feels good. Oh yeah, this road, I like this road. This road makes me feel great when I drive down it. Oh yeah, I love these small towns. This is awesome. You don't guess your way to a destination, right? How ludicrous is that? But yet people show up at the gym with a specific thought in mind and absolutely no plan on how to achieve it. Not Nothing. And they just go by feel. And it's amazing to me that especially if you're new to the gym, you're walking into a place you have no context for. You're walking into a place that you have no experience in, really, and you're going to go by feel. You don't even know what it feels like to be in the gym, right? So it's amazing that we feel like, because we see so much about stuff online and especially social media now about the gym, and think that we are well versed in it. No amount of reels or influencers talking to you is going to equal experience in the gym. I do not care what anybody tells you. This is optimal. You got to get this angle right. You got to do this. You got to do this. None of that matters. A person with an argument or a point to make has no control over the person with experience, right? So another way to say that is the person with experience is never at the mercy of a person with an argument or a point or this or that, like something to say, right? Experience matters. So if you're going to go to the gym and you want to make progress in your fitness, you need a plan. Okay. You don't show up either with ignorance or pride and think you can just do it. There's I always say this, it's funny. There's the three things people know everything, everyone knows everything about. It's politics, it's religion, and it's health, right? And there's so much hubris involved. Those are three distinct disciplines that people spend their lives getting good at. And yet the average person just thinks that they just know because you watched a YouTube video. It is not that easy, okay? So if you have some specific goal in mind, you need a specific plan, all right? So you have to have a plan. Where do you get a plan? There are plenty of plans online. You need to go to reputable places to find those things. There are coaches who will develop a plan and sell it to you. There are apps out there that will create a plan for you. Obviously, you need plans that will accommodate your level of expertise, your level of experience, or your injuries or whatever. If you have injuries or things that are limiting you, having a person who's knowledgeable create a plan for you, that's huge. Okay. So the need for a plan cannot be overstated. I've been doing this. I've been literally lifting weights since I was 14 years old. So that's 33 years. Okay. And I still have a plan. I never go by feel. I run into people all the time who are like, man, how are you 47 years old and you're still making gains? I have a plan, right? Well, why haven't you made any gains? Oh, well, I've been doing the same workout. That guy has been doing the same workout for 15 years and he's not had a plan. He's just been going by feel for the last 15 years. Well, he's wasted 15 years in the gym, right? So you have to have a plan, all right? The next thing is once you get a plan, you have to track progress, okay? So this is an interesting thing. We want to see progress towards our goals in the gym. But then people fail to pay attention to progression in the gym, okay? We want progress. We want to get closer to our goals, but then we fail to measure or track progress. You do realize that progression, the same root word as progress, right? So if you're going to get progress, you have to have progression. You have to have a way to track if you're getting better. Are you moving towards the goal? Remember, if you're guessing your way to LA from here, how do you know if you are getting closer? Unless you have a map, a plan, and it has points, and you're tracking where you are on that plan. Okay. So if I, like in the old days, if you tap in MapQuest and you end up with 12 pages of instructions, right? You could track where you were. What point are we at? Oh, we're right here. Okay. Well, I've only got 10 more turns before I get to where I'm going. All right. Boom, boom, boom. We're tracking our progress. I can tell you exactly where I am. So, but it's amazing to me the number of people I see in the gym who don't write anything down. They don't write anything down. They don't have a plan and they don't know what they're doing. Because if you don't have a plan, you don't know what you're doing. If you don't have a plan, you're guessing. Okay. If you're writing it down, if you're not writing it down, you're guessing. Okay. Because in order for your muscles to grow, your muscles have to see progressive overload. Okay. That means I need to tax them enough. Like, for instance, my delts, my side delts right here, the one that makes your shoulder look like it's popping out. Everybody wants those. Okay. So, and one of the exercises you can do is called a side lateral raise, dumbbell side lateral raise. It's like this. Okay. It focuses on that muscle. If I'm going to the gym and I want to see my side delts grow, well, then I have to have in my plan, first of all, has to have side delts in it. It has to focus on part of that, has to focus on it. Okay. And then I have to say, okay, I have 3 reps. I have 3 sets here. Coach gave me 3 sets of 15 repetitions. Okay. So do I just do 15 repetitions? No, I don't just do 15 repetitions with whatever weight. I have to make sure that when I do my 15 repetitions, the last 2 or 3 repetitions are close to failure. They're close to me not being able to finish. Okay. So let's say that's 10 pounds. It took 10-pound dumbbells to do that. Okay. Well, then the next time I come back, first of all, I have to write that down because the weakest pencil is stronger than the strongest memory. You're not going to remember how many reps you did, how much weight you did. I know you think you will. I know you do, but you're not. Okay. You got 1,000 other things going on. You got kids, you got a mortgage, you got a dog that's sick, you got other things going on, you got school plans, you got doctor's visits. Why? Why just be lazy and not write it down? Okay. So you write it down. And then the next time you come back, you refer to it and you say, okay, last time it was difficult and I did 10 pounds. Let me try to get 15 with 12 and a halves. Or let me try to get 16 or 17 reps with 10s. And then I write down what I do. Okay. Progressive overload. If I want to see the muscle grow, I have to tax it. I have to create a response. I have to tax it through overload. Okay. I have to overload it and force it to grow. Then I have to progressively overload it, which means once it grows, it's able to handle that stimulus, that past stimulus. Okay. So now I have to make sure that I'm adding more stimulus in either in the number of reps I did with the same weight, more weight, or more sets. Okay. So instead of doing 3 sets of 15, maybe I did 14. Okay. Which is a big jump. But you have to progressively overload. You're not going to remember what you did. Okay. So especially if it's difficult because you're too busy focusing on what you're doing. All right. So you need a plan. You need to track your progress. Number 3, incorrect training practices. Okay. Here we go. This one might take a minute to explain. All right. You've got 2 types of people who come into the gym, and this is usually beginners. Okay. This is the beginners. And I notice these things only because I'm a coach and because I've been doing this for so long. And I also noticed it today in the gym. I actually noticed both of these examples of people in the gym today, maybe because I have this sprained ankle and I was just more cognizant of just how I was moving. And I might have been a little more sensitive to people looking at me because I was limping. I look like I'm fit and I'm limping around, so it could draw some questions. But for the most part, nobody cares. I'm just gonna be honest. Nobody cares. So today I noticed both of these people. I'm gonna give you examples of them. Okay. The first one is Kate. This is a made up name. These are made up people. Okay. Kate. Kate's new to the gym. She's got her new outfit on. She looks like she's fit at the gym. She looks like she's supposed to be there. She's wearing whatever everybody's wearing now, pants that your butt looks like it's eating them, and a big baggy shirt, but tuck it into the back of your sports bra so that everybody can still see your butt. It's like pageantry at this point. I refuse to fall into that, by the way. I refuse to go to the gym with gym outfits. I just show up with whatever I'm wearing. I'll work out in jeans. I'll work out in boots. Because at the end of the day, it doesn't matter what you look like. It matters that you do the dang work. All right. So save yourself some money and just go to the gym. Who cares? So she's got all the right outfit and she's doing a single leg Romanian deadlift, which is basically one leg is bent, slightly bent, but like it's stagnant, it's stationary on the ground. The other one is either placed to the back or it moves back and forth. But you just basically bend over and you hinge over. It works your hamstring, it works your glute, and it works your lower back a little bit. Okay. So Kate's doing this exercise. This is a great exercise, by the way, like very difficult to do, great for the hamstrings. I give it to plenty of people. I do it myself. Definitely great exercise. Well, Kate's doing this while talking to a friend, while holding a full conversation and doing a relatively difficult movement, a single leg Romanian deadlift with a dumbbell. Okay. She's kind of tucked into the corner, hiding a little bit. And as soon as she's done, the weight that she's using, she just holds it and picks up her water and continues to have a conversation as if the weight was like her keys, and she picked up her water and she just kept having a conversation. And then she went and put it down when she was done with her conversation. Okay. So I would submit to you that Kate didn't do any exercise, because if you can do an extremely complicated movement, compound movement, while holding a conversation, and then bend down and pick up your water and continue holding the dumbbell and the conversation without missing a beat, that's not multitasking. That's not working out, is what that is. Because if you are actually working out, you if you are really pushing your muscles, you can't hold a conversation while doing that. You're so focused on just getting through it, like getting through that work, that rep or that set with good form and not getting injured. There's no having a conversation. Kate did no workouts, and Kate's body looked like she doesn't work out. And I guarantee she had the gym shirt. She had literally the gym's shirt, the name of the gym and its shirt. She was wearing that, and I've seen her around a lot. She's been there a long time. Her body has not changed. Why? Because she is not working out. She's spending time at the gym. Okay? There's a difference. And I believe the two examples I'm going to give you are both based out of insecurity. Okay? So this is what a lot of ladies do. They go in and they're insecure about the gym. So they just go to the dumbbells or whatever, and they pick whatever weight. And they're so worried about what people think of them in the gym that they go hide in the corner, or they're with their friend. And if they're not with their friend talking while doing the exercises, they're looking at their phone. They're distracting themselves from the feeling of insecurity that they feel in the gym. So what they're actually doing is they're just being in the gym, and they're letting their feelings of insecurity not allow them to actually work out. Okay. So Kate is in the gym, insecure, and not focusing on why she's actually there. She's there. She came in there with a goal. She came in there with a plan, right? She's doing the right things there. But then she's not focusing on how she's training. There's no magic in doing repetitions. There's no magic in saying, hey, coach gave me 3 sets of 15 and I did 3 sets of 15. Okay. Yeah, but when you hit the number 15, if you had 10 more repetitions in the tank, you didn't do anything. You warmed up, right? You warmed up. So your whole workout has been a warm up, and then you went home. Or if you're like some people, you felt like you earned it and you went and got a 30-ounce Frappuccino from Starbucks. It's 1,200 calories, right? So you just literally, you burned like 150 calories and then you ate 1,000 extra, right? So you literally just got bigger. That's it. Okay. So we need a plan. Okay. You need a plan. All right. You need to write down and track the plan, what you're doing. And then when you're doing it, you need to have proper focus and technique. Okay. When you're working out, don't be Kate. Choose weights that are appropriate for you. Don't worry about what other people are thinking. If you can talk while doing these things, if you can talk while training, other than cardio, You're not paying attention. I literally watch people watch Say Yes to the Dress. They're watching Say Yes to the Dress while working out. They're not working out. They're watching Say Yes to the Dress. That's all they're doing. Okay. So you need to be able, there should be some exertion. There should be some focus. There should be some intensity. Right. Remember, we're trying to make the body grow. We're trying to make it into what we want to see. All right. And you can't do that while talking to your friend Sharon. You can't do that while gossiping about who said what in the text thread. You can't do that. Okay. You can do that between sets, but you can't do that in the set. You have to focus. You have to put pressure into the muscles to make them grow. Okay. So don't be like Kate. Don't go hide in the corner. Don't distract yourself because you're insecure about what other people are thinking. Pick appropriate weights. Don't worry. Nobody cares that you're struggling. Nobody cares that, you might grimace and sweat. Nobody cares. They're all there taking care of themselves. Pay attention to why you're at the gym and focus on the goal. Okay. The other one is George. Okay. The other example is George. Remember, both of these are based out of insecurity. And literally this happened to me today. I watched this guy. I'm calling him George. He came in. I've never seen him at my gym before. So obviously he's new. He's in a new environment and he's a little nervous about being in the environment. Hey, and George is actually in pretty good shape. Like he looks like he's, fit. He's kind of a thinner person. He's got a little muscle. He's got some good genetics, which is partially what is fooling George in this situation. But I watched him because I was in between sets and I was kind of getting some steps in between sets. So I watched him come in. He comes in with his chest out. His arms are out as if for some reason he's too big to put his arms down. Like all of a sudden he's taking up more space. This is a dominance position, right? Like guys, especially if they're insecure and they, rather than hide, they take up more space. This is a total insecurity issue. Okay. So he's taking up more space than is necessary for his small frame. Okay. Immediately walks over to the incline bench press, does no warm-ups. He's bouncing. He's high energy. He's bouncing. He's kind of dancing. He's acting like he owns this place. Never been here before. He owns this place. Nobody knows who he is and nobody cares. He immediately jumps on the bench press, puts 45 plates on each side, no warm up. And I said to myself, I was watching him. I said to myself, watch. As soon as he walked in, I said, he's going to do no warm up and he's going to do half repetitions. He's not even going to do a full repetition. Puts 135 pounds on the bar, right? And proceeds to do half repetition. He's not strong enough to do a full repetition with this weight. So he does a few reps with 135 pounds and can't do one real one. And then proceeds to get up, dance around, quote the song, poke his chest out, quote the song that's playing, and then puts 50 more pounds on the bar. But he hasn't done one yet. Okay. This is insecurity. And it's one of the reasons why George will fail to make progress. And the reason is because one, if you're more worried about what other people think about you in the gym, you can't make progress because your focus is on them. Your focus is on what they're thinking. You're not focusing on what you're doing, why you're there, what this is doing for you, and how you're getting better in your life. You're focusing on what they're thinking. And I'll be honest with you, nobody's thinking about you, right? Nobody's thinking about you. Everybody is focused on what they're doing. All right. So when you're so we take George, for example. George didn't write anything down. He didn't do one good repetition. He did too much weight. He didn't warm up. And he just moved around from random exercise to random exercise. So George is not going to make any progress. Why? because we don't know what he did. One, he didn't even do an exercise. He got on some machines and he moved around, but nothing that he did would be considered standardized. So how do we know if you completed a repetition? How can you write down you did 15 if all of them were half, right? Like you didn't do one. So by standardizing standardizing your repetitions, making sure you're working hard, doing full range of motion, and writing down your progress, sticking to your plan, this is how you make progress. Okay. If you as a beginner, I understand the environment may be intimidating. I totally understand. But it's a necessary environment. You gotta lift weights. Either that or do it at home. So you have to have resistance training in your life because that's just a prerequisite to being healthy. So if we're going to be there, be there. Be there for you. Don't be there because you're worried about what everybody else is thinking about you. Also, George, when I walked by to get water, stuck his chest out even more and took up more space. Right? The insecurity was palpable. Okay? Don't be George. Don't be George, guys. Just be there for why you're there. You're there to take care of yourself. Nobody there cares. All right? So, the other reason and final reason that many beginners don't make progress is inconsistency. You cannot expect progress from work you did not do. Right? And consistency is literally like the secret sauce to all of this. All right? So, consistency is essential in having a plan, consistency in sticking to the plan, consistency in tracking your progress, consistency in showing up at the gym and executing said plan with progression and with overload and with good technique. Okay? You're going to learn more technique as you go. Technique will come. Especially if you take this stuff seriously and you start like watching videos and figuring out how to do technique better and better and better. Okay? Remember, you don't know everything. I've been doing this a long time and I'm still learning. So, and everybody that I know who's really good in this industry is always learning. So don't be arrogant and think that because you worked out when you were in high school, now you know how to do everything. You don't. All right? So you need consistency in the plan, executing the plan. And then when you are executing the plan, you consistently track your progress and you consistently focus on how you are training. Are you training hard enough or are you training properly? Kate wasn't training hard enough. George was training improperly. Okay? So, what are the things you need when you are training? Consistency. You need a plan. You need progress and you need proper technique. All right? So, for all of my beginners out there, thank you for listening. You need to train. Okay? You need to train. How much should you train? Let me answer that right now. You probably need to train at least your full body twice a week at a minimum. Okay? 1 day a week's not enough. 2 days is a minimum. And when I say your full body, I mean of these basic movements. The human body can do a few things. It can push horizontally and vertically. Okay? Push horizontally, so you need some form of pushing. You need some form of pulling horizontally or pulling vertically. Okay, these are the movements the body does. You can get way more specific and different muscles, and we can do all that, but these are the basics. The body hinges, right? That's how you use your back, your posterior chain, your back, your lumbar, your glutes, your hamstrings, even your calves when you do that, okay? So you need to be able to hinge, and that's all requires your core stuff. Your core is required on all of this, all right? So we're pushing, we're pulling, either horizontally or vertically, we're hinging forward, we're squatting down, right? We're squatting up and down, right? We need our hips, knees, and back moving all at the same time. We're squatting up and down, or we're doing some type of lunge, some type of split squatting, right? Those are the basic movements. You need a program that focuses on those things, right? Twice a week. You need to be doing some type of those five, what is that, four movements? Push, pull, hinge, squat. Those four patterns have to be in every exercise, every like session in the gym if you're going to do full body. So if you're going to do 2 days a week only, you need those four movements. Okay. I train, honestly, I only lift weights 3 times a week, but I still do all four of those every time. Okay. So you need at least 2 a week. All right. And then you need lots of steps and movement. Now, remember, lack of planning, proper tracking, improper tracking, incorrect practice or execution, and inconsistency contribute to lack of progress in the gym. And lack of progress in the gym is lack of progress in your health. Okay? Adhering to these principles can transform your gym progress and experience. Okay? Just working on it. Focus on what you're doing, have a plan, execute the plan, track your progress, and be consistent as best as you can. All right. So thank you for listening. Hopefully this is helpful in some way. We would love for you to like, share, send us comments. You can email me at adam@adambro.com. I would love to hear from you if you have questions, concerns. If you want to correct me on anything or whatever, I'm happy with that too. Doesn't bother me in the least. But thank you so much for being a part of what we're doing. And we pray that your health continues to flourish and that you continue to serve the Good Shepherd with all your might, your heart, soul, mind, and strength. Okay? Thank you.
Hey there, guys. I want to take a quick second to highlight a partner that we've been working with lately, Upgraded Formulas. You can see them at upgradedformulas.com. I have personally been taking their upgraded T formula to support natural testosterone production. I've noticed it after a few months. I've noticed I've had a bit more mental clarity. My rest is a little better, and I'm recovering a bit better from my workouts, which was actually surprising. So I'm able to exercise just a bit more. I love to exercise, so that's a bonus for me. Women can also take this because healthy testosterone levels in women help with fat loss, mental clarity, muscle gain, things like that. And also, the estrogen and testosterone go together hand in hand. If you support one, the other does pretty well as well. So definitely check them out. Also, they do something really great I want to highlight, a hair mineral analysis, where you send them a little chunk of your hair, and they will let you know if you're deficient in anything or if you have too much of something like heavy metals in your system. So what this does is this is a great thing to help give you data on your health so that you can make decisions. None of this is a miracle cure. All of it is just information to help you make better decisions around your health and supplementation. All right, so really check them out. They're doing some really great quality. They're seeing some huge results, and I believe they're going to have some clinical studies coming out pretty soon. So check them out, upgradedformulas.com. Use the code ADAM10 to get a 10% discount today.